Hi. So this whole woodworking video thing is been kind of new to me. I'm trying to come up with ideas or things that I'd like to do videos on. I know that my time is going to become somewhat kind of limited due to my day job, as well as the time I have to put in at night with the company that I own. I guess I kind of wanted to take this opportunity to maybe even just tell you who I am or what I do. My day job is with the NASA Wallops Flight Facility. I live here on the eastern shore of Virginia, and I work on two-way radio systems for NASA. So that's what I do during the day. And then at night I own a small electronics company called RPC Electronics. And in fact, I'll put a link down at the bottom to our YouTube channel for the company if you're interested in any of that. But I thought that I would at least maybe once a week try to do one of these video logs. That seems to be a fairly popular thing that a lot of the online woodworkers are doing. Now I'll tell you right now that I'm not a full-time woodworker at all, obviously, based on what I just told you about what my career is. So this is just a hobby for me. It's more of a getaway from my day-to-day, what I do during the day, which I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. I love electronics and radio and all that stuff, but sometimes I just want to do something else. And woodworking has always been something that I really wanted to do ever since I was a kid. I used to watch Norm, and well, everyone knows Norm, and he's really the reason why I got into this. It took me a little later in life. I'm 32 now. I was watching Norm probably when I was 7 or 8 years old. So yeah, this is just like I said, a release for me, if you will, so I can just do something other than what I normally do day to day, day in, day out, for the most part. So but also the other reason for this video is I wanted to tell you about a project that I had a chance to work on. Just north of here in Maryland is a historical society called Furnace Town, and I got involved with them because they have a blacksmithing guild, and that's another thing that I always wanted to learn, was blacksmithing. So I joined the guild, which was pretty cheap. I think it was maybe 40 or 50 bucks for the year to join. Actually, you become a member of Furnace Town when you do that. And the guild meets I think once every month or so. It really, the schedule varies. And when I got involved, they said, what else are you into since you haven't started blacksmithing yet? And I told them I was into woodworking, and they said, well, we've got a project we'd like you to help us with. So there's a gentleman that is apparently a big contributor to Furnace Town, who just recently went through cancer treatment, and turns out he made it all the way through the treatments, and he's in remission. And the center that he was going to has a tradition of ringing a bell. There's a big bell they have apparently in their lobby, and so you ring that as you're heading out the door. Well, apparently he had an old Navy bell from a boat that he really wanted to do something with. So he decided that he was going to donate this. But before he did that, he needed a way for it to be displayed. So he went to the blacksmithing guild and asked them to come up with some kind of way to do that. And they came up with a really neat wrought iron tripod kind of setup, but they needed something that they could mount this onto. So they asked me if I'd be willing to build some kind of roll-around platform. And a really nice gentleman, elderly gentleman there, actually donated a bunch of black walnut from a tree that had fallen down on his farm almost 30 years ago. So a majority of the wood came from him. And then I went out and got some oak, so just some oak stripping to do a border around the platform. I found that the boards were not completely consistent, unfortunately, but all I have is a joiner, so I really couldn't do much with that. But fortunately, they're not real bad. I was able to shim underneath some of the thinner boards to give it more of a level surface, and then put some casters underneath, and now it's a movable base. Okay, so here's the base that I built for this project. It's nothing really fancy. It's like I said, black walnut boards that were fairly well cut. When I got it from him, they've been drying in his shed for about 30 years, 30 years. So they're well seasoned and were ready to be used. And then I put some oak trim on it, which I thought at first was maybe not going to look so great, but then when I put the oak with the black walnut, I really liked the contrast of the two colors. So it came out pretty nicely. So I'm making this video now because I'm getting ready to go deliver it to the Furnacetown organization, so the blacksmithing guild can go ahead and install their part on it, and have it ready to present to the gentleman who asked us to build this for him. So there you have it. There's a first video log that I wanted to at least get off the ground with, and try to do one of these maybe once a week, maybe at least just at the very minimum talk about what I'm thinking about working on, or trying to work on. I only have a few subscribers so far at this point, so I don't think too many people are going to see this right off the bat, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll get more subscribers. Please subscribe if you like what you're seeing that I'm doing. I only have a few videos on the channel so far, but if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. And I am on Facebook, and I am on Google Plus as well, so I tend to be more active on those two. So please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.